Will this one work?
So flat end.
And we are live. I want to start out by thanking everyone that watches the show and supports us. You have no idea how much we appreciate you all. We've got a fantastic show tonight. I've got fantastic guests. We've got Dan McNew, just the facts man. And I will tell you that I don't know anybody that's been in YouTube or making these videos as long as Dan. Dan's the longest that I know of, and Dan does a fantastic job. And he really saves us when it comes to technical stuff too. Dan has had to go through so much stuff over the years to make things work that he's just really technical on this.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, Dan, thank you very much. So why don't you put a link in the chat as well, for your shows. And then of course, my other co-host here, Lou Mars, multi-instrumentalist, award-winning drummer, nominated for a Grammy, winner of a reality show, Drum Your Way to Hollywood, author. And anyway, we've got all that stuff in the description and all the links to go to all Lou's amazing places. And next to Lou is Dana Hanson, and Dana and Lou have been collaborating together. And one of the videos we're going to see today is Dana and Lou, and they're doing a fantastic job. I mean, I absolutely love the video, and so you guys are the test audience. We'll see what you have to say about it. But I'm going to do the smart thing here now, because this is kind of all Lou and Dana. So I'm going to take the microphone and I'm going to hand it off to Lou Mars, my co-host. Here you go, Lou.
Thank you.
You're so
pretty good.
Everybody's out there like,
Thank
you
you.
assholes. Wow. All right. Now I just heard everybody's ears. So, yeah, first off, thanks to everybody for coming, man. We saw the chatter going on this week on Facebook. It really warmed my heart. I'm sure it warmed Dana's as well. I want to talk about Dana before we get going here. This is what's going to happen, folks, while you're tuning in. First off, I promise you're going to see the video that we've been talking about all week in less than 30 minutes. But I want you to stay more than 5 minutes to see it. So please, we're going to show 3 videos before that. But I promise you, before the half hour, that video will play and you will see what you came to see. Second, we're going to show you, in order to appreciate where the sound is now that we're experimenting with. And Dana, by the way, for Chico people know who this woman is. She's very well known. Dana Hanson's her name. We're going to play a clip of hers in a moment of where her sound and she's been all over the place. She's a veteran musician. I'm very proud to be even allowed to play with this person. And we met on a show that I was performing at recently. And I heard her play. She had a room full of guitars like Royce. We picked them up and the rest was history. We got songs. But here's the thing. We don't know if they're any good. You can't listen to your own stuff and go, that's great, or that isn't good. You really can't. So we're asking the viewers today, please let us know what you think. Be honest. If you don't like it, you ain't going to hurt our feelings. But before we go forward and move the rest of these songs, we want to know what you think about it. It's a different sound. We're going to show one of my old songs, the last single I released, which was in 2015. So you can kind of hear how weird our merger is. And then you're going to get to the end of this and find out where it's at. And I think it's pretty cool, and I hope you do too. So that's that part first. We're going to start off with a little highlight reel because I want to get this out of the way. What you're about to see is a quick 1 minute. And by the way, folks, none of these clips are over 2 minutes, and there's 4 total. I know your attention span, so I'm giving this all up front. The first clip is just over a minute. And what it's going to be is this hour is not about my world record. It's not about the reality show. It's not about all that crap. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play all that crap right now and get it over with in a minute. So there you see all my crap. Now, here's what I want you to look for if you don't know all my stuff. You're going to see that the first photo leading into this is me in jazz band and my first victory, second place international as a drummer in jazz band.
Nice.
Junior high. That's the very first. You'll see me in a big band. That's what that's about. You're going to see it segue into bands through 30 years of rock bands. I took some highlights of the ones that did the MTV Ball and Chain tour. Did you know this? The band, what was the band I was just talking to Dana that warmed up for us? That was crazy. You remember their name?
Yes.
I just said it too. They're huge. It'll come back to me.
The Fray
Warmed up for us, and the Boulder Winter Festival. So it goes through. You're going to see a clip. It's segue from that to when the reality show happens. I jump into that. You're going to see the pods and stuff like that. From the reality show, you're going to see that I did the Sharon Marie Warner Brothers, which just got the nominee for the Grammy on that music video. After that, you can see the First World Record, a shot of that. You see Moody Scott, who's Motown. I did him, and I was in his documentary. After that, you're going to see a quick clip of bands I was in Morro Bay Music Festival. You'll see a headline shot from that. Several newspaper articles flashing through. Love Sandwich, big bands that I was in that nobody knows about because I don't talk about it. You know why? Because I don't care. But I'm going to get it over with in this first minute here with the box of trophies I also threw in the trash so you can catch up to my career. And then we're going to get on to what counts now. And that's this new music I want you to hear so badly. If you guys can, go ahead and play the reel. And then after this, Dana's going to talk because we got a clip of hers. That was a Night Train. Now, folks, that was it. Now, I got it over in a minute. That was over in a minute as promised. And that last thing you just saw there, all of that is squeezed into my memoir, LouMarsBooks.com. That last picture you saw was the book. Hardcover out in September. The ebook will be available on Amazon, and so will the audio. I got to get in the studio. It's a good story, folks. It's about, if you like the Rocky type of story, check it out. It's all about winning and, more importantly, losing and getting back up and winning again. And I think personally that more people can relate to that than winning 7 gold medals at the Olympics. We all try the best we can, you know, and we know what it's like to come close to winning and not always. And so that's what this book's about. And still winning, though. Everybody's a champion. So I want you to read it. LouMarsBooks.com. It's called Beat Alive. But next up, Dana, we got a clip. Wait to hear this girl's voice and how she plays. So when I was sitting there playing, I've been playing guitar for years. A lot of people don't know that. You saw that in some of those. This girl can play me under the table unless I got distortion. Unless I got distortion.
I'm impressed. It was good.
When I got distortion, ow, I got her. But man, if she's clean, if it's a clean guitar, this girl will play me on the table. Dana, tell us about what we're about to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote this song a few years ago, and it was one of those things that came to me just bam. And I was gifted a recording session with a friend who gave me free license to put the whole thing together. I play most of the guitar. One of my old bandmates does a lead. Kim Gimble does organ, and I can't remember what else is in there. But it's me doing all the vocals. I do the backup vocals, all the overlays, and I wrote it and produced it, and you'll hear it.
Well, it's called the River.
Called the River,
song, right?
Yeah, it's called The River, and it was just one of those things, literally, that flowed out of me. And I'm all about nature, so.
And folks, you can find this on YouTube. The full song's like 4 minutes, but we're only going to play 2. So when it cuts off and you're pissed off, go to YouTube later, not now, and then you can hear the rest of the damn song.
And let me know you like it.
Yes, please. Thumbs up per video. It's on another channel, but we're going to talk about some new stuff.
And this is the still of Dana with the song playing?
Yes, this is not a music video.
Okay, well, just let me know. Let me know when you guys want to play that.
Let's do it now. Let's play that now. So we're going to roll.
fishes sleek. The river took my body deep in, floating fast and letting go. The river moans, the water I now know. I feel as one with gentle flow. The river's water help me glow. River flow, river flow, river flow. Let me go. River flow. In cool water we become made of something. Outside of one there is a depth of body and soul that the river's waters know. River flow, river flow. River flow, river flow.
Okay, that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to hear the rest of it.
Yeah, it's got some good parts in there.
Hey,
I appreciate
nice
it coming
those
from you.
comments.
Good job, Dana. Great
Thank
job.
you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
I
outstanding.
want to work with that voice, right?
Yeah. Hey, I just want to give a shout out here. We've got Eddie from Eddie's Physical Media Talk. And I go to Eddie's show sometimes when I can, when I'm available. I always tell everybody I'm still working. I can't always be there. But Eddie's got a fun show and he plays fantastic music on his show. And so, hi, Eddie. Good to see you here, buddy. Thank you for showing up.
But
I'm
shout
sorry.
out to Gage. One of my siblings is in the audience. I just saw that. That's my child there, Gage.
Oh, is that right?
Not
I
your
did not
sibling, your kid, your
My
offspring.
sibling, yeah, one of my siblings, my child. Well, isn't that still a sibling?
Hi, Gage.
Hi, Gage. Doesn't that mean related? And people,
Mm.
the people that don't sign in, you don't see how many people are actually watching these shows.
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
Dan and Royce's numbers. They're nuts. Folks are like, oh, there's only 10 people. What? No. If you don't sign in, we don't see you.
No,
So
no,
folks, do watch
not
it.
everybody. Not everybody comes in the chat by far.
Right. That's all you.
You
that's all
might have,
there is.
20, 25 people concurrent, in the chat, but then you go to your views and it's like several times that, when the show's over. So yeah.
Well, so I wanted to give a little piece of Dana of her sound to show where she's from before we do our video. And
Yeah.
so the next thing here I want to do is I want to show a little piece of me. 2015, I'm okay. I think I'm fine was a song I wrote after getting hit on the motorcycle head on. And everybody,
wow.
after I got out of traction, they told me I'd never walk again. They told me I would never play again. And I obviously
Wow,
proved both of those things wrong. A lot of people, it's in the book. And so what the thing was I kept getting was, hey, how you doing? And I wasn't doing well. I was doing I felt like shit. I was broken in pieces. So I kept answering, I'm okay. I think I'm fine. And then give a song. So the song got picked up by Bravo, by a producer in England. He calls me on LinkedIn. I thought it was a joke. Hey, I like this song. So we did just kind of this funny video. Back then, green screens were real popular. So I thought I'd make fun of that. In the video you're about to see, we're going to just do a small clip of I'm okay, I think I'm fine. No, the pictures where you see me and this girl who was a calendar girl and at the time, I'm trying to remember her name. Gosh, it'll come back to me. She was a popular calendar girl for Tattoo Magazine. She's in the film in this video.
Wow.
Yeah, and everything except for the beach house at the beginning and at the end of the video, we are not in any of those shots. And we make fun of it by somebody popping in, like awkwardly, boop. So she's not in the coffee shop, the bus stop, we're standing in front of the beach. We're not in front of any of that. It's just a green screen. We're playing around.
I thought it was Kat Von Du.
it's funny. So check it out, folks.
Okay, this is okay. I think I'm fine. Correct.
There's Gage. Yeah, I'm okay. But there's Gage going siblings. right. Thank you. That was a sample up. Oh my God, when I watched that, it's hilarious.
That was
Okay.
that was fun. That was really fun.
Oh, Gage. So Gage is showing my legal name, by the way, Marisciello. A lot of people don't know this.
No.
But the reason my name is Mars is because in 1990, when we did the big tour of the Pods, I had my first drum, sponsorship. And they couldn't fit that name. Look at that name. They couldn't fit
long.
it. Marasch. So they kept taking it down. You know, and so I finally just said, make it Mars. Mars. Just pull the S back, cut the A. And I've been Mars ever since.
No kidding.
Yeah, so that's that is my legal name. And it was changed for a couple of years, and then I went back. So I have half of the things in my wallet are Mars, half of Marshall.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Marisciello.
No wonder you and Dan get along so well.
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
No, it's that hit video you've got out about Mars.
That's
Oh.
No, it's about flying.
I knew I'd probably have to explain that.
Oh, it's about flying saucers.
Okay, I was close enough.
Yeah, well, you know what? Anything space is going to be big, but the big thing I get, of course, now, who knew Bruno would come out years later?
Yeah.
What's the damn name? You know, I feel like Davy Jones and David Bowie, you know, on that. I mean,
Right.
I had it first. And what's weird is I was raised in the Philippines, and he's Filipino, you know, so it's pretty trippy. That was a weird thing. So anyways, those are the two different sounds I wanted to point out. And then Dana and I meet at the show. It was it Oroville, Dana?
Yeah, we were at the Union.
The Union at Oroville. I was doing a
Yeah.
drum solo gig. I hadn't played in like 2 years, just recently. And she happened to be there. I approached her, and next thing you know, that's what I do. And
That's what he
she
does.
invites me to her place, and she's got guitars, cello, piano. She plays great piano too, everywhere. So we picked up instruments. We played, you know, it's like we played all night. We just kept playing, and we were harmonizing like that. And we started writing some stuff. So what's on deck? Dana, do you want to introduce this and talk to him how it happened?
Well, I can attempt to. We were starting to record a few other songs that we really like and have been working on. And we're going, do we want this one or do we want that one? This is too long. Is this going to work? What's the audience going to like?
Yeah.
And Lou picks a guitar up in the midst of this that we're trying to record something else, and starts. He goes, I have this tune in my head, and he starts playing it. I said, that's really pretty. I really like that. So all of a sudden we're working on that song, and then he goes, oh my God, we've got a deadline. We've got to do this. I made a commitment. We were going to showcase something else to you, Royce. We had another song picked. Oh yeah. This all happened. This happened last week. This all was like bam.
Wow.
Yeah, this was crazy.
1 week.
No kidding.
No kidding. Yeah.
You know, you'd make a good podcaster.
So what you're about to see, folks, we got a hold of, I want to add in Brian Gravy. What's his last name?
Asher, Brian Asher.
Brian Asher, but they call him he's got like a nickname Gravy. And this guy is a badass guitarist.
He is. He's
saw
a
me
great
years ago.
musician.
Yeah. And so part of the deal, folks, Brian gets a gig in this band if you like this video. That's the part of the deal. So his future of us stealing him from his band is on your shoulders right now. You tell us you like this. We're taking him, and he knows it, and he's agreed. We're stealing him, and he's going to be in this band. You're going to hear some rip and shred solos. So
Hey, Royce, drop a comment before you start the video.
Yeah, please.
Okay, do what now?
Sibling thing.
Drop the comment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. I got the point though.
Let me go back and
yeah,
left that up a little too long.
Thank you, Dana.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh, perfect. All right, so this song's called "The Color of You," and yes, it was written on a fluke between two other songs that we thought were better, actually. But when we did it, we thought it'd be perfect. We kept it short. This is not the whole song. This is a demo. This is not even mastered fully. This is what they call a rough mix. This is all the time we had. Folks, if you like this, we would really like to know, because we have 3 songs that are very similar right after this that are in the same vein. So let's check it out. and
Well,
give
where
us
was
some
it?
feedback.
Where was this recorded at?
Literally,
My living room.
that
Oh,
living
okay.
room, yeah, we did 16
And-
tracks in the living room.
And-
I got up at 4 a.m, did drum and bass tracks. Yeah, the neighbors, I'm sure, love us. And then keyboards were added. Everything was right here. And so it's not even at a pro studio, which I was just at a pro studio in Sloan. Not even that. No,
He kicked butt. He was kicking butt. I am telling you. He just worked so hard on this.
And I,
well, it's just kind
I
of
want
close.
to, I want to reiterate, this is not the entire video. It's just a demo.
Right.
It's a demo, folks. And yeah, we're going to
Okay.
polish it up. We'll polish it up. We'll spend all the expensive money if you like it. And then we'll go from there. Check
Okay,
it
here
out.
we go. Here we go.
Salute.
She said her favorite color is blue, 'cause I look something like you. I said I'm more like black, because of my checkered past. And I like yellow too, 'cause it reminds me of you. Well, that's better than black. Sometimes you gotta stop looking back. Don't look back. Don't ever look back. And now we are free. We only just one thing. Blue glasses all around. Blue skies and flowers abound. Color of you. Color of you.
Thanks. Oh, thank you, Brian.
Bravo. Bravo.
Brian Gravy. If you need if you like
He-
that videography, he's the man.
In a pinch. He did that in
Yeah.
a pinch.
He did that in less than 48 hours. We recorded all the tracks.
Oh
in
man,
less than 48 hours.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The whole thing was cool. And you know what? We've got 4 other songs that I think are better. They just wouldn't even cut down to a minute. That was good to do for a minute. So we'd like to play these. And we started a site. We came up with the name WONDERFALLS, plural. Thank you, Caitlin. And then
I can't see these things without my glasses, so I'm going to put them on.
She said Royce loved it. Royce, of course you.
Thank
love
you,
it.
everybody.
You're biased, Royce.
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm
being
very
honest.
hard
It's
on
a
people.
Demo. It is. It is a demo. It's not polished.
Well,
Yeah.
so far, people are being nice. That's so kind of you. We do want honesty, though.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We know where it might be short. Oh, there's Gage. Thank you, Gage.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Gage.
so we just like minutes ago, we opened up WONDERFALLS on YouTube, and the video is loaded. So if you guys would go there and place your comments on that video, we're looking for a producer and a studio that would like to take this on. We've already got we got 4 more tracks, which is right off to an EP. I think Dana's willing to play some more, right, Dana? You got a spot.
That's the plan, man.
Yes, the plan. It's not the hard rock stuff I did in the past, but it's not as folksy as her past. So it's kind of a
Lou, we got a couple of rockin' songs though.
there's
We
one
do.
with a slide that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
and another one called what's that? Something.
Well, I tell you,
Carnival.
it's all thumbs up. I think you guys did a fantastic job. I
Thank you.
must have watched
Yeah.
that 5 times today, and it was just as good watching it just now as it was the first time.
Oh, thank you, Royce.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, thank Brian for that. That
Just
was
great. Just
that was
great.
him.
Very mellow.
We
Yeah.
were nervous. Yeah, it's kind of like the rock bands I was in. It always seemed like we'd have these killer rock songs, but it was always our ballad.
Yeah.
That's
Right. And that's,
Yeah,
that's with a lot of bands. Yeah.
Yeah, a
I
lot
have
of
a
bands
couple-
did that.
I have a couple of bandmates that are on here. My old bandmate, David Cooper. I was in a band with him, OEM.
Oh, no kidding. That's great.
Hi, David. Thank you for checking in. And Elise Lang sang backup on another song that I've recorded.
Is
And
Elise in the room?
She is. Elise
Oh,
is
hey,
there.
Elise. Elise is an amazing person to write to, great supporter.
Yeah.
These are people I haven't seen. Great.
She's also in a local band here.
People,
vocalist.
yes. This is Royce up above me, folks, and Dan, Texas, asking
Thank
Dan
you, guys.
with Dimebag. Royce, tell them who you are, and Dan, tell me who you are, so you can cross over to our crowd. Our crowd's coming on right now, and I want them to have a piece of you. Go ahead, Royce. Tell them who you are.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm just a music lover, basically. And, you know, I'm a Led Zeppelin fan, a Jimi Hendrix fan, everybody that came out of Woodstock, I'm a fan of. I think I was in the 6th grade when the British invasion hit, you know, and of course I was a big Beatles fan then too.
Nice.
And so that's kind of when it all, you know, I switched to rock and roll. My father was country. My mother was Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, grew up in Las Vegas. I switched to rock and roll when Chuck Berry sang "Riding Along in the Automobile." And, I was about 9 years old when I was walking around with a little transistor radio in my shirt pocket with one earplug. And an older guy in the neighborhood walked over to, "What are you listening to?" And I said, "Chuck Berry." He goes, "Oh, you listen to rock and roll?" And I said, "I love rock and roll." You know, I've been a music fan my whole life, and love music. Play a little bit, really bad, but I play a little bit, and I always think I'm going to get a second wind here. So anyway, Dan, let's what do you got going, Dan?
And what's Dan got rolling? Yeah, there he is.
Well, I've always been a music fan, and eventually, over the years, you know, started working with bands. Never a musician, but I was always more of the technical guy. I started off as roadie, then sound, then lights, you know. Then I started managing bands, and you know, and the guys in Pantera. I knew the guys in Pantera and hung out with Dimebag, and you know, then they formed Damage Plan. You know, and then once, you know, after December 8th, 2004, when Daryl was killed on stage, you know, I decided, you know, we got to do something for him here in Dallas. So I've organized the Ride for Dime organization. It was like a ride charity fundraiser with concerts, and we've had some big names. We had Ace Frehley, all the big heavy metal people played there, so it was pretty cool. Then I got a little bit older. Now I do a podcast.
I'm going to tell the audience that's watching, if you haven't seen these guys before, Royce just got, what was it, a 30,000 plus view award from YouTube, which is not easy. Yeah, and he doesn't wear a bikini while he's doing it, so you know how tough that is. You know,
yeah, I don't wear a bikini and catch fish off a boat while I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard. And Dan, he's up there. He's just got some awards and crazy numbers lately.
Crazy
Michael
numbers,
Nolan,
yeah.
who also usually joins us, reviews, big Led Zeppelin reviewer. And Michael, if you're listening, that was no excuse. No, I'm messing with him. I love Michael. Go check out his show. These guys have relaunched me too. So my book sales at LouMarsBooks.com, my site, Lou Mars Official. Every time I do one of these shows with these guys, my numbers spike. And that's why Dana and I wanted to give them the first spot for this video to be seen, because they helped us.
Thank you guys, Lou and Dana. Appreciate it very much. You guys are very talented. I'm really grateful to have you here. Yeah.
Well, we're honored.
Yeah. Well, I'm honored too, and I'm sure Dan feels the same way. Really enjoy your guys' music, and I just met you for the first time today, but I'll be talking you up now, and I've been talking up Lou ever since we got
I've been talking you up, Royce, because I've been watching your show since Lou started.
Oh, no kidding!
Yeah, I've been chatting on the side.
You don't make that connection, you know, until you hear this. You know,
it's always cool to be associated with some new music coming out, a new band. You know, they're just starting to blossom. I always like, to me, they're the best, because, you know, one day they just may make it big, and you can say, hey, I knew him when. You know, I always like that. I knew him when.
Yeah, I knew him when, right?
No, that's such an important thing that you just said, Dan, because I think, and you've heard me say this before, I feel we lose that as we get older. Do you remember how excited you were when you were the dude that turned everybody else onto a new band that you found when you were young?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to hear this, and you bring out the album. It was vinyl back then, or even CDs in the 80s. Right, and I think we, at some point in life, we stop discovering, and we start thinking there isn't anything good new anymore. But it is. If you keep looking, there's still some
Yeah,
good stuff.
Lou, you're 100% correct about that. You can get stuck in the stuff that you love
Right.
during the certain time span, and it's easy to start ignoring everything else. You just want to listen to. And now when I turn the radio on, all that stuff that I'm talking about is what's coming on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I worked with heavy metal bands now for 30 years.
Yeah.
I love the Carpenters, I love music that most people would probably make fun of me because I have been associated with heavy metal.
I think that's awesome, Dan. I love all kinds of music too.
Yeah,
that's
same
one of the
here.
things I really enjoy about you being a co-host is the different genres
Yeah.
you bring up. And
Yeah.
Well, we found out last show, for the folks, go check it out. Last show, Rob Zombie and Billy Blair was talking about Rob Zombie, and he was saying he got him a Bee Gees shirt because Rob Zombie, well, Bee Gees, he's a big
Is a
Bee
Bee Gees
fan, right?
fan. That's right.
Yeah.
That was great to hear.
Yeah, musician, if you're an artist, you appreciate other art, even if it's not exactly the picture that you want to paint.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A good picture, period. A good song's a good song's a good song, no matter what genre. So
Right,
I've seen people take
right.
a good song out of one genre, put it in the other. We see metal bands do that all the time. They'll take
Right.
one from over here and then they'll metal it out. Sounds great, and vice versa.
That's right.
Listen to heavy metal listen to heavy metal one moment and listen to
Damn right. No, and all of that.
That's great.
All
Dan.
of that is what takes us where we are, makes us who we are.
Right.
Dana's influences. I know she's a big Joni Mitchell fan, for example, and she was turning me on to what she liked about Joni Mitchell. And is it Joni or Jody? I'm saying it wrong.
Joni.
Joni.
Okay, I said it right. So I think it comes across. You could tell that she's been influenced in that area. And when she plays, and when I'm playing with her, I hear all of these sounds and the style and this beautiful. I've never been a folksy guy. I can't do folk music. It's just not my thing. But I can take her style and I can pump some Indian walk into it, and it just takes on a new thing. And that's what we're hoping.
And I have played rock as well. I have.
And I think Black Sabbath had a good, the way they put out albums. I loved what they did. No matter how heavy Black Sabbath was, they always had one ballad on every album, one mellow tune.
Yeah.
It's almost like to calm people down. Then they go on to the next one.
Right.
But I love the fact you could always depend on one mellow song on every album.
Well, in the entire 80s hair rock, let's face it. Those bands, their big song, Def Leppard, all those guys, White Snake, it was a ballad, folks. So for my rock fans,
it was the ballad.
I'm doing this because I'm not doing it to sell out. I actually just wrote that. My dad always got mad at me, as I said in an earlier interview, that he always go, "Why don't you write a love song, son?" Well, I write what I know about, which is tragedy.
That's great.
but this one just came up, and it was cool, and Dana liked it. I respect her opinion a lot. When she bid on it, I'm like, all right, let's roll with it. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Hey, look what the cat dragged in.
There he is.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for being able to make it. Hey, I want to really give a big shout out to this guy, Michael Nolan.
He's great.
Is got a great show called Michael Nolan: The Bottom Line. It's a fantastic podcast. I recommend everybody subscribe to it and go watch it. It's really blown up. I mean, what do you got? 13, 14,
oh, he's nuts.
I've never seen anything like it.
In a couple of months. I mean, people love this show, and I love the show. It's really great. So
he does those best stuff. He does a best of our stuff when he comes over here, and I love those, man. You get a whole nother crowd and all these hybrid crowds. Podcast is like radio now. This is basically radio, back in the day radio.
Right.
But we can see each other. That's even better.
I love that. But girl, you can write a mean tune.
I thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate that.
I will second that. That's an understatement. There's a song that we've already been working on called Carnival that she wrote all the music for. I just did the lyrics, and it's crazy. What do you hear it? She's got this like classical Spanish crossover style. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
And I do have a jazz background as well. So.
Oh wow.
Well, Dana, how many instruments can you play?
I barely. Lou talks me up. I'm I'm okay. I'm okay at keyboards. I'm guitar,
Right.
percussion. I was percussion in one of my bands and guitar. I have a ukulele. I
There
can
you go.
kind of do that. I've got a cello. I'm like, I'm primarily guitar and keyboards. So
Yeah. In
I'm
other words,
working
she
on
can
getting
play
the other
every-
things down.
She can play everything in the room. If there's an instrument. And what's cool is we're kind of similar that way. I'm sloppy, so I bang around on this stuff where she's more succinct. The combination though is really cool. It comes up with a different sound, and I think we appreciate each other's contribution that way.
Yeah.
I hope. So we'll see
No,
what's up.
it works, guys. It really does work.
Well, we want people to ask for us to be at your venue. We've got my old drummers in this town from Broken Toys and Lamar's band. So, and we're talking, he's in this town. We got Brian who's waiting on deck to take the guitar as soon as we can steal him. If you guys keep, start hitting thumbs up, I can steal him. I have an official. We'll just need a bass player, and that's it. And that's it. It's hard to find, but we're looking for that. Oh, thank you, David.
Thanks,
really
David.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
It is. So we would be pulling in a bass player. We'd have the full band. We also want to do some duets to try out some of this material. Some of the there's a lot of locations up North State here. We want to do that first. Maybe we'll come down and do the wine country where you're at, Royce, and hit some of those vineyards too. Would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to play Tooth and Nail.
Oh yeah.
Stuff
Totally.
like that, Cass Winery.
Exactly. Yeah, Cass, Tooth and Nail. Hey,
Now, we
you
gotta wait till
might want to hit Ravo Winery up.
Yes,
Chad
yeah.
Ravo.
Mhm.
I've performed at all those vineyards. They're great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got a leg in.
If you've seen that video of my granddaughter singing with Eric Singer from Kiss with all these Guns N' Roses and former Guns N' Roses band members around her, that was at Ravo Winery.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think it would be great in front of like warming up for some nationals, that want something lighter up front. And we'd be looking for something like that. And then of course, I don't think we're quite background music, but
No.
it could be something where an event needs something lighter. Oh, you okay there, Dana? Poor Dana. A little bit of a cough today.
I've got a cough.
Yeah, she's it's been a little bit down.
Not too bad.
We persevered to make it tonight. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it's not easy getting a group of people together. It isn't, at a specific time on a specific day. It might sound easy, but it really isn't.
We put a tight deadline on it. We were already both busy. We both had things going, but we literally pulled in. Like I said, we recorded. I think it was a total of 18 tracks, rough demo in that living room down where she's at there, and 2 days, and then mixed it on software that I'm not used to mixing on. So it was like on the cuff. So considering what we were using it and up against, it went pretty quick and well. So we're happy with it. And that means that what I
many?
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, how many tracks did you use on this?
Just 16. That's
16?
actually not many. Yeah, I did 3 guitars, and that's because for you guys know about recording, the 2 guitar track, you record the guitar and you do a second guitar and you just phase one slightly out. It's an old technique. We did some old analog tricks on this. She did 2 guitars. The rock guitar, the one with distortion is me. That's a third for me. So there's just 5 guitars right there alone, but you're bringing them down and then phase shifting them. But the big thing I learned is this. Bobby Lewinsky told me this. He worked with the Beatles. He's got a great book out about recording on Amazon. He said, Lou, don't hand me a polished song. I'm a producer. That's my job.
Oh, yeah.
If you hand me a polished song, you give me nowhere to go. And then if I don't like it, I feel like there is nowhere to go. So I really listen to that, right?
That's really an interesting statement.
It is, and it's something
Yeah.
for you. I always talk to the young guys on these shows because I care about you young guys coming up. We need you for the next round of music. Listen to what I just said. Don't think you're Paul McCartney and do 95 takes to make it perfect. The producer's going to do that. When he hears your song, they know a good song in 15 seconds or less. That's their job. And they will take your song, and when they're listening to it, they hear all the shit. They hear all the instruments. They hear everything they need to do. You hand it to them, and that's why they have that job. Ask George Martin, right? He kind of knew what he was doing with the Beatles. You need a good producer. And we're looking more for one, by the way. So if you're a producer and you think this is up your alley, and you hear something here, I'd love to hear from you. So get a hold of Dana or myself. We'll go
That's one of the things I love about producing, at least in my, as far as I'm concerned, video producing. I'll go out and I'll just shoot a whole bunch of anything, not knowing how I'm going to piece it all together. Then I get there and I'll just start looking at the video. Well, I like that. That should go there. And I just piece it together. When I really don't, I have kind of an outline of what I want to do, originally. So I'll just as long as I got a bunch of content, I can create something out of that. And it's probably the same way with music. Like you said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we had an idea for the video, but I got to credit Brian. He's such a great listener, which I am weak at. And so I really appreciate that. Because, for example, here's an example of Brian's listening. So here's this dude. He only hears the song like 24 hours before. And he's been very kind. He says he likes it. I hope he means it. And if he does, here's where I know he might be really telling the truth on that. Because in that stairway, if you notice, he puts a blue light behind me.
Now, I saw that.
I got light training. So he asked me first, he goes, "Hey, Lou, what kind of light you want behind you?" And I said, actually, I didn't say it. I'm thinking gold. Because gold is a very complimentary color. You don't put blue on yourself. You look like a damn alien, right? But then I'm so glad I did. Yeah, there you go. See, and Dan is winning on the alien race right now. But here's the thing, though. The opening line of the song is, she said her favorite color is blue. I didn't even think of that. I wrote the damn song. And he's got the blue behind me because it looks a bit like you. So he's thinking into that. He caught that. And I'm so glad I didn't shoot that detail away because it works and I like it. So that's why you need a real dude that knows what he's doing. And he does. He's a great videographer.
Has he done any other videos?
Yes. He's done a bunch and he's got his own band. I'll let him pipe in. I was hoping he'd come on the show. I saw him in the audience earlier. I don't know if he is now, but Brian, if you'd like to pipe in or put a link to your work, please do, or go to my YouTube page and put it under the video. I would be happy to support you, clearly. I'm going to be quiet so you guys can talk for a second. What would you like to say, folks? Let me look at the chat. We have any chat comments that we need to answer?
I have to apologize.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I agree. Napa is correct. Great place to be. Da-da-da-da. So, folks, where should we play with this first? If you're in Chico, California watching this, tell us where you'd like to see us play. If you'd like us to come to your town, please tell us. I'm serious. We'll show up. We'll do a duet first, and then if you guys need a full band, like I said, I got a drummer and a guitarist on deck. Get a bass player really quick. Yeah, hit the thumbs up here and on our video. Go to the new. It's brand new. I think there's only one like right now because I saw a thing alert me. The name of the band, WONDERFALLS. It's WONDERFALLS. It doesn't say Dana Mars on it, so look for that. We were going to name it. What was it, Dana? Wanderlust?
No, Wander. We were going to name it Wanderlust.
Wanderlust with an A.
But that's taken.
Already taken. So we went through all kinds of names like Insomniac Lounge because we were up all night recording, stuff like that. Oh, Eureka! I would like to come up to Eureka. Thanks, Bill. Where would you play in Eureka, Bill? Give us the name of the venue and or request the venue to invite us, and then our contact information will be out shortly under this. We'd really like to take this out. I think we got something here, so we'll see.
Oh, did you see what Brian said? Brian said, woohoo, I was first sub.
Oh, yes, he was. He was the first like on the new YouTube page. We have one. We got one. We need to get that up to a few more. And people, please go to my book and subscribe. I'm supposed to have 50,000 subscribers before Warner will make it into a sound screenplay. I need 50,000. So that's the number that we agreed on. If I get 50,000 subscribers, they take it into a screenplay, folks. And I've worked with Warner before, so they're not bullshitting. So that would be your help is appreciated. It's only like a couple bucks to get in there. Great story. Or buy the book when it comes out. I don't care either way. It works out. What's that? A house concert. Well, funny you mention that. Dana, you want to tell them about your little venue backyard that you do here in Chico?
My backyard is too tiny, but I have promoted house concerts in other venues that were gorgeous in Chico.
Yeah.
I had a world-class musician from Copenhagen in my backyard recently, which
wow.
was so funny because he was just passing through. I know a lot of musicians. This guy contacts me out of the blue and says, will you find a venue for me? I'm on my way down. I've got San Francisco. He was, I think, Paso Robles after San Francisco, and then LA. And I said, well, I'll scramble. I'll find something for you. And nobody's venue was available. And I said, I don't know what to do. And he goes, well, what about your place? I said, oh my God, my yard's this big. He goes, well, let's do it. So we did, but it was pretty funny. I think I had.
That's great.
I think I had 30 people. It was so tiny. Poor guy.
But ever since COVID, I did a show in Monterey, and what they're charging $20 to get into these backyard parties. And what it is,
No
right,
kidding.
Dana? Yeah, it's $20, but they have like a layout of food. You end up playing like 45, 90 minutes, and these Monterey, you know, they rattle their jewelry. They don't clap, as John Lennon would say. But man, I did some work over there. I did some shows in Florida that way, and I called them the storyteller shows because it's intimate. And like you said, about 50 to 100 people. And we would do that, and I would tell you some of the stories behind of the songs, which was cool because you didn't normally on a festival stage. It's too big. We're just going to go one song to the other. But you're sitting 10 feet in front of me. I'm going to tell you about this, and there's an authenticity about almost like when you listen to Nirvana's Unplugged on MTV. There's something different about it that I think is really cool about those kind of shows, and you can connect with the artist. You know, so
You know,
we would be open
I
to doing that.
absolutely love that album, Nirvana Unplugged at New York MTV. I had that on CD when it came out, and now I've got it on vinyl. You know, and I sometimes I'll put that in my truck, and I'm not exaggerating. It'll stay in there for 3 months. You know,
Wow.
every day.
It's I was
That's
a late
dedication.
bloomer. Yeah, I was a late bloomer to Nirvana. But one of the things that's coming out, folks, if you check this out, if you find it, they're starting to release Kurt Cobain, what he was saying in between the songs. And I find that fascinating.
Oh,
because
that
he
is.
says some weird shit. I love it. Yeah, and it's just like, you know, be like, and there's this one scene where he just turns on a chair, somebody yells from the crowd, and all of a sudden he does this turn like, we can't play that one yet, but maybe in a little bit. It's just the way he delivered it. It was just like, it's cool. It was real, you know. And
To me, Kurt Cobain is like a modern day Bob Dylan, you know, storyteller, and I mean, I really liked his songs, liked his music.
Yeah, he was a true artist.
Yeah,
I like it. I feel like
I also like Weird Al Yankovic doing his Teen Spirit parody.
Weird Al's still around, isn't he?
He is.
He is.
He
Yeah.
was pretty talented.
Dude, his version of Beat It was hilarious. That it was so good.
No, the guy was great. Absolutely.
I don't like it when guys joke music, you know, or make fun of it, but he does it so good.
He does it well.
It works for him. You know?
Yeah, it's like when Spinal Tap first came out. I was embarrassed, and I hated it at first because it was true. You know?
How many times have you blown up on the drum set?
Oh my God.
like Spinal Tap.
I had this brilliant idea once, true story. I had just seen Van Halen, Humboldt Bay Social Club. All right, Bill, we'll check it out. Guys, send them. We'll look at the comments later, and we'll look at your venues. And like I said, ask them. But I had just seen Van Halen where Alex had lit up his kit. So I decided at the Night Train, which is a big place back in the day. You guys remember the Night Train? I played it. And I decided I poured fucking lighter fluid on the top of my kit. Lit the fucker up like a dumbass, you know? I'm 17,
Oh my
18.
God.
The kit lights up and I'm going around the top and the heads are melting. Next thing I look at my hair.
Oh, Jesus. You learned that from Jimi Hendrix. I know you did.
Oh, you know, it was just, you know, it's just insanity. I was willing to take it. Another great one was I was on these risers like Kiss. I liked Kiss's risers. I felt, man, there's nothing like looking at a band and seeing the drummer way the hell up there. I love that. So I had this giant riser, and this one time I jumped up and this is before they made drum thrones really solid, and it collapsed while I jumped up, and I didn't know it, right? So the throne goes boom, and I come down, woo, bonk, I'm on my back. I jumped up so fast. I'm okay.
It's your theme song, Lou. I'm okay.
I'm okay. Yeah.
I'm okay. I think I'm fine. That's why when a critic later on in life said, described me as a controlled crash, it was the biggest compliment I ever got. I said, I love that. I'll take that. Controlled crash it is, my friend. Oh, there we got house party, Royce video. Oh, did we? Did you? I will watch it. House parties and Royce's video, musician survival tax. Nice.
Oh yeah.
That was the one I missed. I wish I was in that.
I know. We all missed you.
You know, you talk about lighting your drums on fire. Vinnie Paul actually did that too in one of the Pantera songs. Only he didn't burn everything up. He basically put it on his cymbals. You know, so while he was hitting the cymbals, the flames shot up.
Wow.
They were really into fire though.
I had 2 mallets soaking in the shit. And so they got lit. And as I went around, I thought and they melted the heads. So the heads are just like, there's no heads left. It was just luckily last song of the night.
It sounds like you're describing that Pepsi commercial that Michael Jackson was in.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can't throw a stone at that after that one, right? I mean, but you know, that's part of rock and roll. You experiment, and you do crazy shit, and you're young back then. You're not thinking things through. We would have flash pots going off the front of that stage, bang, right next to you. They would trigger at the wrong time. You know, that was the thing. But I would trade that for the world. It was a great experience, and that was the fun. That's why that movie, Almost Famous. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the closest to how it really is or was out there. When the guy gets shocked on the mic with all the bad wiring in these clubs and he goes down. That happens so many times.
I've been shocked.
Yeah, Gary Thane.
I've heard of people getting electrocuted by their guitars and stuff.
Yeah, Gary Thane from Uriah Heep was killed that way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was that the microphone or the guitar?
His guitar grounded out or something. Yeah, and he was electrocuted on stage.
Yeah,
wow.
That's so crazy.
So that was the old days where they had, you know, these automatic trip circuits and things now. But, you know, and I always wondered about that. I saw the Rolling Stones once back in 1980. They played in the Cotton Bowl, and it was pouring down rain, and they kept performing.
Wow.
And, you know, and I thought, how are they doing that? You know, and Mick Jagger was actually rolling down this ramp in the rain while everybody was just soaking wet because we were getting wet, and they said, we're going to get wet too. So they went right out into the elements.
Well, you know, I'm a big fan, and Royce and I had a little conversation about this recently. I'm going to bring this up for the end of the show. I kind of said I wouldn't talk about it, but I just decided I'm going to talk about it. So here we go. So for the people that are left, you get to hear some shit right now because I'm going to talk some shit. Here's my shit because it's pissed me off. This cancel culture you guys got going on right now needs to go away. The show must go on. You play. You got people in the crowd. You got people that bought tickets. You better be on your deathbed if you don't play a show, folks. I didn't feel well today. Neither did Dana. She still doesn't feel well. We didn't cancel because we knew that this was important. We knew a lot of people wanted to see this today. They were messaging us. We did not feel well today. We were both out, and we're here right now. And I wouldn't miss this for the world. If I had to play tonight live, I would be there. I mean, for God's sakes, I played Portugal, the broken wrist for 3 days. I played sick on tour. I played with a hairline fracture on tour. You have to keep going. That's the difference between
He's
champions.
tougher than I am.
well, you know, and I agree 100% with Lou. The show must go on. You just suck it up, and you know.
Freddie Mercury, for God's sakes, had HIV performing at the US Festival. Okay, folks,
right?
That's not easy. That means his energy level was way down, and he still pulled off an epic performance because his desire and his heart is there. He left it all on stage, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl, you know, Dave Grohl with a broken leg. Continued with the concert.
That was a great clip. He leaves the concert, goes to the hospital. What I love is everybody waits and did not storm or trash the place either. He said he's going to come back. They believed him, and he did.
Sat in a chair.
Oh,
yeah. Did you see that, Royce? Have you seen that?
I have not seen that, no.
It's on tube. You can check it out. It's
okay, I will.
He falls off stage, breaks his leg.
Wow.
And it comes back. It plays the rest of the show with the broken leg.
Oh,
anybody
no,
else?
I haven't. No.
Cancel culture's only missing one thing. Oh,
Michael just nails it. Isn't that the truth?
Oh, Michael, that's fantastic.
Well, I think before you end the show, we ought to see that video one more time for the latecomers.
Let's do it, guys. Yeah, I would love that. Please play it one more time, and we'll go out on that.
Okay.
Thank you
Go
for
out
your
with a
support.
bang.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Dana, thank you for doing the song with me, girl. Appreciate it. Okay, Dana.
She said her favorite color is blue, 'cause I look something like you. I said I'm more like black, because of my checkered past. But I like yellow too, 'cause it reminds me of you. Well, that's better than black. Sometimes you gotta stop looking back. Don't look back. Don't ever look back. And now we are free. We only just one thing. Green grasses all around. Blue skies and flowers abound. Color of you. Color of you. It's the color of you.
Once
Thank
again,
you.
bravo.
And thank you, Michael Nolan, for that sweet comment.
Yeah.
And everyone's support on this show. The
Yes,
support that we
absolutely.
get. Yeah, please go to our new. I think Michael is my number 6 person that liked me on my other YouTube page because I had to rebuild it. But please go to WONDERFALLS plural on YouTube. It just went up. There's no description, nothing, but the video's there. Like that sucker. Get some numbers on it for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other closing comments?
No, I love
I
the video.
apologize. I
Yeah.
apologize for getting up so much. I had this
Oh,
terrible-
no.
I made it through the night without coughing most of the time.
We're so happy you're here.
I tried to
Okay,
tell her
well,
to do
I
the
want
whiskey.
to thank everybody that joined us tonight. I want to thank everybody that's going to watch the show in the future. And if you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so we can send you notifications when the shows are coming on, so you don't forget. And
Absolutely.
the shows just keep getting better and better. We've got a great crew, and we're having a good time here too. That's the main thing. We're having fun doing this. And that's what's going on in Royce's world today. Thank you very much, and good night.
Bye, everybody.
Night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.